Hi there, Erica. I'm Madonna. Hi, and this is Georgia. So we're about to do the first half of your balance. We've got it split because we like the survival stuff. It'll take about half an hour, so that ends up being perfect. So let's go in and have a look. So we've just been reading through your file as well. Georgia's a homeopath too, so she was sort of trying to see where things sat, but obviously we don't know the ingredients in those things you've been taking, which is fine. Don't stress about that. So let's go and have a look. So firstly, I am 100% Erica. And hold in, hold out, beautiful. Okay, so let's check your adrenal stress. Okay, and hold. So it's sort of interesting, it started after chatting to your mum last year, or at least you noticed it then. Energetically, we can definitely take on other people's stuff. Okay, so your adrenals, it's not showing a survival pattern at the moment. Let's check your celestial circuit first up. And hold, yeah. So your center of gravity's out, it's off to the left. It's really straight to the left. It's about 3 feet to your left, so it's sort of like energetically you're beside yourself. That's the caring, nurturing side of the body. So maybe when your mum said something about her heart, perhaps you became a bit of an empath and took some of it on. Are you seeing many empaths as clients?
My view on that is that it's a stage of awareness.
Yeah, okay.
And that everybody
has the ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because they're normally the ones that would seek energetic balancing as well, because they can feel it.
Yeah. I shared something silly on Facebook last night. It had was a picture of a whole bunch of crystals, and it said, "My energetic healer gave me these crystals to help protect me, but I haven't had to use them yet." Throw it in one. So I shared that with Gabby and Christiana. I think with you as well. I thought that's just amusing.
Have you been watching The Bachelor? The Honey Badger?
I have.
It was a crystal healer on there. She got kicked off.
Oh, she was a nut.
Oh.
He's so sweet. I'm surprised I like him.
I know! He's lovely.
I had no intention of watching it with a football player.
Neither did I.
Are you part of Bachelor Nation?
And some of those girls, they've picked some extra personalities
Yeah.
to make good TV.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty girls in this group. Your base chakra's blown, so we've got your celestial circuit back in. Sometimes your body deliberately jumps out of its body to protect you from yourself, from energy, from something. But the base chakra is about feeling safe and secure, and obviously with all the fear and everything going on, not a surprise. So the base works in with the adrenal glands and the sphenoid bone. So we'll stack those in. Okay, so that's an unlock. So it'll be in either first or third stage stress. Hold. Yeah, double unlock, which means it's... So you've got chronic fatigue of the base chakra, actually. We can use a tuning fork combination for that, so let's see what we need. Yeah, so the triple heater meridian, the adrenals are showing up. Adrenaline will really affect the heart big time. It's showing up double triple heater meridian, so that can affect your immune and inflammatory pathways. It can affect So basically inflammation can drive blood pressure and irregular heartbeats, as can nutritional deficiencies like magnesium, calcium, potassium. Thank you for filling out all your forms. We were having a look, and you don't have a lot of liver digestive symptoms, but you do actually have quite a few symptoms of magnesium, potassium deficiencies. Where was I going? Double adrenals. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, so the energy in underneath this is that your body has forsaken you. So you need to start trusting your body again, which is, of course, part of your goals. So when your body is not... So it's sort of like energetically, your body is being a bit thoughtless, if you sort of think of it like that. Serato is the flower essence. Right. Serato is the flower essence, and it's to do with... now, once again, this is the energy underneath the stuff going on. So it's about seeking validation through feedback from others. So it's like when we're constantly double checking ourselves through what other people think about us or what we think, and acting on what others want you to do instead of acting on your own wisdom. So I don't know whether this fear has stopped you from being in contact with your beliefs or your knowledge or your, that innate stuff we know about ourselves. But it feels like certainly in this, because the heart's going all the time, there must be so much panic, so much fear, you're not trusting things. Both of them, all of them. Okay. And this is on the base chakra, so I'll read it out as we're doing the base chakra. I've got 2 layers to do. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively transcend my seeking validation through feedback from others and my acting on what others want me to do instead of my own wisdom into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively validate myself by acting on the basis of my inner direction and wisdom. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively dissolve my seeking validation through feedback from others and my acting on what others want me to do instead of my own wisdom into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively validate myself by acting on the basis of my inner direction and wisdom. And hold. Hold. Okay, so we've gone from 3rd stage stress to 2nd stage stress. It's an old pain and punishment circuit, so perhaps you have been challenged in the past trusting yourself. This is actually linking into early childhood. So 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 4 to 5, 4 to 4 and a half, 4 and a half to 5. So 4 and a half to 5 years old, and something happened where it messed with your confidence in who you were. And I can imagine if your heart starts going a bit crazy occasionally, then you're going to start losing confidence as well. I wonder if there's any histamine stuff going on. We might check that. In round 2, we'll go into the immune and inflammatory circuit just to have a squeeze, see whether something's driving it in there. I suppose, I mean, it does sound energetic since, you sort of noticed when it sort of started. That's better. That's better. Okay. So now let's go back and have it, right. Now the survival stuff is coming through. So they didn't show up before. Okay. So there's survival switching, deep survival switching, and hidden deep survival. which means your unconscious brain has gone, holy moly, life is stressful. Let's have a squeeze. And especially when you're feeling things going on in your body that you don't want to feel, your nervous system gets to that spot where it doesn't want to feel anymore. So this particular nervous system, the periventricular survival system, is about your you not wanting to have to make one more decision, not feel one more thing in your body, not see one more thing going wrong. So it's like your nervous system just gets overloaded. Anterior cingulate gyrus. All right, so this is about not trusting yourself. It's about not being perfect under stress. Hold out. Is anyone in your world perfect under stress? Someone you go, I want to be like them. I think most people just have their ways of dealing with it.
So there's this TV show that I really like.
Yeah.
It's called Younger.
Yeah.
And it's produced by Darren Star, who produced...
Oh, 90210?
Sex and the City.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. And it's about a 40-year-old who has basically... husband's a gambler, lost everything. She's like divorcing him but needs a job after having a child who's now, at uni. And she's in her 40s and she tries to get back into publishing and she's too old. They won't give her a job.
Right.
So she pretends she's 26 and she gets a job.
Yeah, right.
So for the first 4 seasons pretty much, it's about and her pretending to be a 26, 27-year-old but learning all the new lingo.
Yeah, okay.
And all the new emojis and like everything, but being a 40-year-old.
Yes.
And being an assistant to a pretty big personality. And so it's hilarious, but when I watch it, I see her like come across, and I know it's a TV show, but I see her come across sort of situations and she's got to think fast. And each time when I was first, I've watched it like about 3 times, but when I first was watching the episodes, it's like she's so calm in those situations.
You want to be like her. I want to be like her.
Situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the other end of the extreme is when I lose my shizzle and I see red and I and I say things because I had an encounter like that a couple of weeks ago. I look back and I'm not mean and I say exactly what needs to be said.
Yeah, right.
It's just delivered with a little bit more emphasis.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yes. And some people can't speak up unless they actually have that little bit more oomph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I find I give warnings.
Yes.
But people, they don't take the warnings.
Ah.
Like if I'm just like, I'm getting really uncomfortable now.
Yes.
Like it's either they don't register or they don't change what needs to be changed until I lose my shizzle. And things change. But previously, I've actually always been a little bit scared of my anger.
Yeah, right.
Because when I lose it, like, I have no control. I see red. But over the last few years, and it doesn't happen very often,
Yeah.
but when I have looked back on those 2 or 3 times, I'm like, actually, because one was by email, and I
Yes.
read over it, I was like, that's everything I needed to say.
Yeah, yeah.
They might not have realised how angry I was. Yes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. What's perfect under pressure?
Exactly.
Isn't it saying what you need to say?
Yeah, and I'm in the subclossal gyrus at the moment, and something must have really happened with you, Erica, because the 2 patterns showing up in subclossal gyrus, which is to do with genetic rage and anger, are more that something has suppressed your energy and broken your spirit. So it's those 2 that are showing up with the subclossal gyrus, as opposed to the rage and anger. So it's it's there's some suppressed stuff there. Maybe that's linking in with the heart. Maybe this has triggered something, that needs to be said, that needs to be dealt with.
I I also have a belief, and this is just me and my conclusions, is that in our Western society as we know it, as females, we're grown up to suppress our expression.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it might not even be personal, is what I'm saying. It's just societal.
Yes.
And, you know, over the last, 10 years, particularly the last few years in particular, we're all really learning how to break out of that.
Yeah.
Like, you think of the 80s, that was a good start.
Mm-hmm.
We might have overcorrected. And now we're trying to find our equilibrium.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so
yeah,
I think it's more than just the individual sometimes.
Yeah. So this one is a reticular activating system. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in your unconscious brain. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that like a crazy thing. It's the unconscious brain that's driving the survival patterns. Yeah, I'm sort of, sometimes we also hit exactly like that. You hit that trigger where something just doesn't fit your beliefs anymore, or something we've been doing our whole lives just doesn't work, and you go, well, this isn't working. And quite often it's several things happening from several different directions that are going, what are you doing? This isn't working.
A good perfect storm will do it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to do a surrogacy for Josh too. Jess, I told you, Jess has decided to divorce him. So I'm worried about him imploding. And she's cut off all communication, just total cold turkey.
To him or to you?
To him. Just not quite sure how I feel about that. Okay, so we need to do a balance around that survival stuff so far. Let's see where we need to go. Another tuning fork combination, same tuning forks, different combo. Sort of, for proprioceptors, really, why?
Balance.
Yeah, balance, okay. Yeah, okay. So...
You taught me that.
Yeah, balance is about everything. So this is your feet not talking to your brain. So it's just a really firm massage outwards in all directions. And it just helps to re-switch on all the muscles in your body. Once again, I always wonder about heart rate, because I had a really hard, I've probably told you this, when I was doing my massage course, I was like 14-hour days, and we'd work for like 6 days, and then there'd be a day off where I would party pretty hard. But I remember waking up with a heart rate of about 160 beats a minute, and Jimmy, my brother, I was staying with him, he's a doctor, and he did a ECG on me. And I had this really regular heartbeat. For me, it was magnesium and vitamin E that sorted it out. I sort of got stuck into them, and I don't know what form in those days, 25 years ago, but it worked. But it was about running on adrenaline. Like it was the long days, it was the lack of sleep, it was having drinks at night time, it was that whole big thing that just was too much. And my heart is where I really felt it. And the thing is, Erica, when you are stressed, you will be chewing up more magnesium, calcium, potassium, those core nutrients. So it really can be that time to buckle back into healthy eating, looking at as much organic stuff as you can eat. I don't know whether you're vegan or vegetarian or anything like that, but thinking clean proteins, lots of salads, lots of fresh fruit and veggies. Trying to clean the diet, so at least that's one thing the nervous system and inflammatory pathways don't have to deal with. So your body can start healing and repairing. Really? Okay, that's weird. I've just never had foot proprioceptors as a balance for the PVSS before.
Yeah, right.
Just interesting. Ah, but now fastigial nucleus has shown up. That is funny. So,
I was right.
yeah, so that's
Sorry.
a part of the cerebellum that is very much involved in balance. So, yeah, so that's really funny. And it's sort of one of the things Charles Krebs said once, it's about how quickly we can rebound. So energetically, physically. So it's good to, just energetically.
So that would be resilience?
Yeah.
And then emotional resilience?
Oh, absolutely. So Pons GV15. Pericardium 6. And I love that resilience study. The study in America that they did over 100 years of the, what's that thing you do every 10 years as a country?
Census?
The census. So that for 100 years America has been asking questions about their resilience. Probably people didn't even realise what they were doing, but they were sort of saying, how do you feel about your jobs? How do you feel about life? How do you feel, and basically in the American population they've had 10% less resilience every decade. So it's just like our nervous systems aren't coping with everything we're doing these days. And from our perspective as naturopaths, then going on all those heart drugs and cardiovascular things, it's like a bit of a downhill spirally slope. Because they have so many far-reaching effects in your body. Okay, now RAS has shown up. So fastigial nucleus. The reticular activating system controls what hormones your body releases when something new happens in your life. So it's noradrenaline again, creating vigilance in your nervous system. This one showed up before as well.
So I went to a seminar on Sunday, Kerry Bone,
Oh.
and it was talking about immune and dysregulation of immunity. But there was one slide that he put up, and they were talking about the atopic things, so asthma, eczema, and allergies, and there was a sharp incline of them. And I think again it was the American population because they were doing the surveys, but a sharp incline in the 1960s. And he put out to the audience what changed in the 60s. And I thought I was really clever and said chlorine, and he laughed at me, or maybe didn't hear me. And it ended up being TV.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
the EMFs, or just the lack of
Just
movement?
Lack of movement, sitting inside more, and also now there is a lot of research about the screen time and the activation of the dopamine and everything in the brain switching on, so less relaxation.
Yeah.
So activating the nervous system on high alert.
And that can be something to look into, Erica, is sort of making sure you put your mobile onto aeroplane mode every night, airplane mode, flight mode. So turning your modem off overnight, sort of doing as many things you can to reduce the Wi-Fi's, but then also getting protection things in your house, things like you can get specific devices, but you can also do things like plants in your house and crystals in your house, and make sure you talk to people who know about crystals. I don't, but I know that some of them amplify the effects of what's going on, so you want ones that actually do sop up the energy as opposed to amplify it.
So things like clear quartz will amplify it.
Yes.
Things like calcite and fluorite and things like that will help soak it up.
Yeah.
The calming ones.
The calming ones.
So I can't sleep with clear quartz in my room.
Yeah.
And I think amethyst might amplify because I can't stand having that need.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
just don't
It's not
need
for
it.
you.
No. But apart from that, I don't know. I just know the calming ones.
I always talk to the people at the crystal shops. They say, you need this, I go, okay.
Do you know where Erica is based?
Maybe it's Iowa, perhaps?
Oh, America, okay.
Yeah.
Because I can recommend places in Melbourne, but
Yeah.
it's a bit far.
Urbandale,
Mm-hmm.
Iowa. Might be Illinois with IA. I'm just thinking through my MASH references. Radar was from Iowa. Frank was from Illinois. No, Henry was from Illinois. Got to get your geography from somewhere. I'll just check this survival thing, and I might quickly check through EMFs and histamines just out of curiosity to see whether there is something physical going on. So that's the PVSS. So let's just have a look, Erica, if firstly if EMFs are messing with you. Yeah, okay. And new information certainly for me is that EMFs can build up in your body in the cell walls, so they can actually activate stress. So let's just see whether, actually I'll balance that first, but then I'll go and see if there's any particular organs, because there are, it's worth having a read on the internet about the effects of EMFs. Like maybe they shifted something in November last year, like an extra power tower for a, mobile phone place near you, or, maybe they did something that you haven't quite thought of that has affected things, because cardiovascular, has a lot of research in cardiovascular world about EMFs and how they're affecting people's hearts. So it really can be an idea to check that out. And let's check histamines. Oh, yeah, okay. Because EMFs built on the cell walls can actually release histamine as well, and histamine's a neurotransmitter, it's an amino acid, and it can build up in the spine, the brain, the gut, and the uterus, but, they know that it affects the heart as well. Okay, so in relation to the EMFs and histamines, it's funny, we had someone, was it you on the table? I can't remember, either you or Sanu was a surrogate for me last week, and we checked spiritual EMFs. Was that Sanu?
Might have been Sanu.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It was,
I might have phased out.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Would have been Sanu, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like a Sanu.
So does that just mean
Hold down.
Energetic EMFs?
Yeah. Hold down. Those bits of energy that are just affecting us. That was heart energy. So in relation to the histamines and EMFs, I'm just quickly whizzing through the organs of your body and seeing what's being affected by that. And hold down. And hold down. Kidneys. Kidneys.
Got to do blood pressure.
Yeah, right. Hold up. A lot of blood pressure medications work through the kidneys.
And also the kidney meridian is to do with internalized fears.
Yeah. So the adrenal, yeah. So fear and anxiety, kidney meridian, and also the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys. So even from the emotional perspective, it affects it, but also structurally. So when your adrenals are go, 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 your poor little kidneys are right next door. Get shut down sometimes.
And be
hold.
checking drink enough water.
And drink enough water. Water. Purified water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's round 1. We'll be back in a little while and do round 2 for you. Okay, so this is a new program for this body now and in the future. The old program for this body is no longer necessary now in the future. Beautiful. Okay, thank you.